Hi there, this is Heit from Emergent Artists and Trends, and I am here today on Sunday, January 18th, 2015 in Santana Row, and I'm meeting with Ben Barbic, musical artist, here on the right, and Alan Mascareno, who's the cinematographer and editor for his latest video he did. It's called The Unknown Road, and we're here to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, when we first met, Ben shared the song with me, and I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of picky with the artists I work with. I like to be very specific. And when we first met, he told me the whole story behind the song, which I'm sure he'll share in a bit. But we always saw eye to eye. It was always easy to collaborate and to move forward artistically. It was a fun process from the beginning to the very end.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the main aspect when you're making artists, to have a fluidity to it, to where, you know, the people you bring in make the process go as easily as possible. So when I find those connections, I want to explore that and maximize its potential, because that's really all that this is about, is maximizing my art, your art, collaborating, bringing people in, doing things that can kind of grow it forward.
It can be hard to find someone who you can see eye to eye all the way through. It's really hard to find that, but I think that the video shows that we were in sync, and it was just a fun process, like we said.
Mm-hmm. So, Ben, can you tell me about what was the meaning behind your song, The Unknown Road?
Well, I think that any time you decide in life that you're going to go down a path that isn't the natural path, it's a little bit unorthodox. I always pictured in my head a trail and having two paths. One, everyone goes down, and it's really matted down and really worn, and then a path that kind of goes up, and it's kind of like a rocky path. It's much more treacherous, and to make the decision to go down that path is hard. But you decide, you know what, I really know at the end of that is where I want to be. So you go down that road, and for me in life, I think I'm really trying to live by that motto. So to make a song kind of about making, whether it be personal sacrifice or just having the courage to do your art and to expose it and expose yourself at the same time, is the unknown road. And that's really what my song's about, and what I wanted to give people to explore, because that's the thing too, is if you have the potential to give somebody something where they can go down their own unknown road, and they know in their heart they're sitting there, wherever it be, at their cubicle or wherever they're at, they can go down their path. That to me is what.
As artists, I've always felt that if we can share something to make people better, to make them go after their dream, it's our responsibility as artists, having the means and the way of communicating this. It's tough. It is tough to go down that unknown road because people love security and love to have their 9 to 5 and their little cubicle, which for some people it works, but for some others they just can't live in that cubicle and they have to go out.
That's right. That's right. And I mean, even if the cubicle remains, it's still life outside the cubicle. If there's that thing in your head that you want to do, do it to balance out and give your life that fullness. And so that's where it came.
I love the fact that you think outside the box. I do too, by the way. Yeah.
I mean, I think that gives life its special spice, you know, is when you think outside the box. And you know, on anything, if you take it and you say, hey, I'm going to do this differently than is usually thought of, I think that you're going to get great rewards from it, because you're going to do
something new. Something new that not because it's a chance, it's a risk. It always is. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. That's just the reality of it. And it's hard to take that first step, because you feel like you may be risking something, or your family may not approve, or your significant other. Just your surroundings sometimes are the ones that are holding you in.
Right.
Sometimes you're lucky enough to have someone who's like, okay, let's go. You know? So.
Yeah, and I mean, that goes back to the support system too. Is when you cultivate people who are like-minded or on a similar thing, it kind of encourages you to keep going, so you can kind of build and say, okay, look, we can build this and keep going and support each other, and you know, I think that's when you really start accomplishing stuff. So.
Okay. So, how soon did your video come out? Was it just in the past month or so, or?
Yeah, I think it's just about a week and a half. So it just came out.
It's fresh.
Fresh video. You know, I released a song about 2.5 months ago, and I had, you know, really good feedback of it. But I think with anything, the visuals can kind of tie it all together. So, you know, meeting Alan, he reached out to me, and like I said, we met, and the idea of kind of putting a guy at the end of his wits as far as his current situation, and taking it in the suit, and then taking that guy and removing the suit and kind of stripping down to his real identity, and leaving the past behind.
What makes him him.
It was a great tie-in, fit exactly with the song, and I think it was the right concept.
Yeah.
Great. I'm just curious, where did you film it? Was it anywhere near San Jose, or?
It was near Calero Lake.
Okay.
Yeah, we shot near there, and parts in downtown San Jose. It was a multiple location shoot, and we wanted to have the feel and the look of wide open spaces and nature, which is more free, and then we wanted to have the cement kind of, you know how they say they call it the cement jungle. You know,
Yes.
It's just buildings and it's just work, and we wanted to show the transition between being in this world that's full of buildings to being open and getting the character, which was Ben, down to the core of what makes him him.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, one of the best concepts of it is at the end of the video, right? There's just a tie left on the ground, and the tie disappears. And to me, I love that concept of kind of leaving something behind, and then it disappears. You don't even think about it anymore. It's kind of like on to the next thing, and looking forward instead of backward.
It's like you unlocked your chains and you were free to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be for work. It could be for any situation in life, and it's just a kind of a metaphor for that.
It's just new choices mean a new life.
And I understand you're going to be recording an album in New York City soon.
Yeah, I'm real excited about that. I was actually able to, the last batch of songs I made, get some pretty good success off of it, and go and sit down with a lot of different music producers and a lot of different opportunities, and I kind of was able to pick the situation I wanted. And kind of like with Alan, I found this producer out there who really was kind of an extension of my thought process for the song. So I'm going to go through and redo a couple of the old songs, do some new songs, and I'm really excited about that.
I bet you are. It seems like he really resonated with you.
He did, you know, and I think that, you know, my music, I like to keep it just myself as much as possible, so the identity of it stays the same. But when I could bring in people that keep that identity and make it all it can be, that's like a dream come true, because that's really all you can ask for in music.
Right.
It doesn't taint the message I'm trying to give. It brings it out, whether it be better guitarists or Ben, hey, you need to push your lyric this way, or, you know, put more rests, and that's all, you know.
That shows that your music also resonates with others. The fact that they liked the music so much, and they felt it so much that they're like, okay, you know what, let's bring him, which is great. You know, that shows what a real artist is. When you can really pick out what another good piece of art is. And that's always about appreciating others' art.
Yeah, so it's a real flattering thing when that happens, and you know, the same thing when it connects with people. I mean, if a song connects with somebody and they say, man, I'm going through this experience and this really helped lift me through my day. To me, that's the greatest joy possible.
That's what you do it for. You know?
I mean, it solidifies your journey more, and it makes you say, okay, good, I can keep going with this, and it makes sense. I could justify it in a lot of ways, right?
In my head, I'm like, okay, I helped somebody, I can keep going.
Yeah.
It's not just all me.
Yeah, so if one becomes tens, becomes hundreds, becomes thousands, then you're like, oh,
you're good to go.
It's life, okay. So,
Yeah.